I view my emotional and mental and spiritual well-being, and I guard it. And I'm very, very careful not to expose that to people who are going to denigrate it or take from it. It's hard enough. I talked to the great Dr. John Deloney today, and he's like, hey, most of us got a civil war going on inside. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to call reinforcements for the enemy. I've already got a battle going on inside myself. Now I'm going to call reinforcements. And it's we're trying to please people is normally the great sin. And we're trying to please people who, by the way, can't be pleased, who can't be happy. And we think we're going to make them happy or solve them, or we want to be thought of a certain way. And you eventually have to get to a point, and you got to go to the circus a few times for this one, where not that you don't give a rip, but I'll say this. I have become as unattached to praise as I have criticism. If someone, I think gratitude is a very important thing, and I'm very appreciative of all the gratitude I receive, and I receive more than my fair share in life if I end it today. And I receive wonderful letters and notes and so on and so forth. And I'm very happy for the person who wrote the note because they just exercised a fantastic thing in their life, which is gratitude. And I think it's very important for them to have done it. But I'm telling you, I have the same energy towards, hey, Brian, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And Brian, you are the greatest jerk in the world. And that allows me to not find my identity in what I'm doing. Oh, I changed that person's life. No, we created a system and coaches and programs and try to inspire them and help them. And the Lord changed their lives and chose to use us. But I think, you have to be very careful. I have a quick hook. If their last name is not spelled I-N-I, I have a very quick hook.
I've gotten to the point where this is shocking for me. But people don't think about me as much as I think they do. And I really have gotten peace over that. And so that would be the litmus test for me. If it's not working and it's not working, it's not adding value to you, they don't care as much as you think they care that you're walking away. I just think we just don't realize how little people are busy in their own deal. And I think, man, I'm at that point too where if there's not sparks in a good way.
Well, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy.
That's right.
I think professionally, I have a very quick hook. Personally, I have a very slow hook. I have someone very close to me in my life who is diametrically opposed to everything I think. Spiritually, societally, every ounce of every conversation. A devout communist.
Wow.
Who's a member of my family, who I love dearly. And the 10 messages I get a week, I just don't interact with. And then there's the 11th one is a sweet one. I'll interact with that.
So no hook, but a boundary.
Yeah. And I've learned to love unconditionally that.
Yeah.
And, okay, I got to take hits. Fine. It's important enough to me.
Yeah.
Values are clear, your decisions are easy. Now the thing is, if it affects me, where you get to go to work is, why does that affect me? Why does it affect me? If someone who believes in communism, for example, which is a really wicked state of affairs that's destroyed the world, why do I need to defend communism? Why do I need to be right is the issue. Why do I need to prove my philosophy, my religion, my faith, my way of raising my kids, No. I mean, here's the thing. We homeschool. I married an African-American woman in 1990. 2% of marriages at the time were interracial. Of those 2% were where the man was white and the woman was black. I remember coming down south, being in Alabama, and where the waiter would take my order and not take my wife's. So very early on, I figured out, I'm not doing this for people pleasing. Okay? And also not an ounce of, and I married a phenomenal, race is not even a conversation in our home, except when it comes to humor. Just choose not to participate in it. And so, you make those decisions. We homeschooled. When we homeschooled, I didn't fit into any. When I tell people we homeschooled, they go, oh, yeah, homeschool community loves me. The homeschool community hated us. I was a guy flying around in a jet. We were with people in San Diego in homeschooling. They were baking their own bread and making their own dresses. They looked like the Amish community. My family's doing seminars over the world and coming in and this and that. My family's like, what are you doing? You're going to destroy your kids. They'll never play sports. Okay, so I bought a school so they can play sports. We figured that out.
Okay.
Won a state championship.
Sure. Wow.
I remember one of my favorite, this is off the hook, one of my favorite memories of all time, because my son was a really good athlete, played football at SMU. And we're playing against this team in the state semifinal. It's 8-man football, because that's all we could get together with the homeschoolers. And this guy's screaming at his team in the locker room next door, and he goes, "For God's sake, they're homeschoolers. They're whipping you. They don't even get to go outside." And I'm like, whatever I paid for this school was just worth it right
every
there.
penny.
So, you have to, you got to follow the path of your own convictions. You need to get input. I've made mistakes, and people go, "Yeah, you're off the bait." But, when your values are clear, decisions are easy.